Yeah.
All right, we are live. Sorry, guys, if we're a little bit late, but we were having such a enjoyable conversation here at the beginning. We almost forgot that we had to do a live show. It happens sometimes. It does. One more hour already from Jesse McJames. That's enough out of you, young man. I'll do one more hour when you come back on. How's that? And Big J says one more Bobcat. All right, Gizmo, let's go through our chat. We have Ray from North Star Knife Reviews is here. Radar is here. Caleb is here. RDS Wood Turning, welcome. We have Sean. We got Michael Morgan. Mimo, how you doing? He'll help out Tom with the there you go. There's the Bobcat. We'll help him out with the moderator type duties. Let's see. We got Jesse McJames. And Big J's Knives is in here. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everyone. I just want to make sure. Okay. Well, I think I got everybody. If I missed you, let me know. And that's okay. We have our all-star panel here today. Of course, we have Kaylin from Gunslinger Cal, Andrew from Baxter's Blades, Tom from Knife Delights, and, of course, Harold from HT's EDC. Welcome, guys.
Howdy, howdy.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you are more than welcome. Yeah, we're just going to have some fun today. We're going to have a little bit of a discussion. We're going to talk about why we would choose to have a slip joint over other, more modern knives or more, locking knives or stuff. We'll kind of delve into that. And, of course, we'll show some of all of these type knives during the course of the show. Let's see. Ray, I didn't see it. I don't even want to know what that is about. So I don't know, and we're not going to know. So there you go. Yeah, it probably had something to do with Wee Judd, I'm sure. But okay. Anyways, well, what have you guys been up to this week? Any kind of new knives or anything that you got?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been scouring the eBays, Kaylin?
I have. It's been good to me. So I've got hoarding a little treasure over here.
Nice. And what about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I got sucked in by the Buck website. I got a couple of new spear points from them, and picked up a nice Queen Redbone Barlow. And my friend gifted me an old Imperial with a broken blade.
Oh, nice.
Very nice
project.
That could be more than a project. I don't know. Speaking of projects, Kaylin, that's a big old water bottle. What you going for a gallon today?
Every day. Sometimes a little more.
Stay hydrated. That's for sure. So, yep. Anyways, I'm getting distracted here.
Hey, you'll dry up down here in Texas.
Absolutely. All right. Addicted to Blades is here. Awesome. We're just waiting for a few more people to roll in. See if Pepper Dingo is here. See if anybody else wants to come in before we start. Yeah, Big J says he's on the gallon bandwagon as well. Yeah, I do mine. I try to drink as much as I can, but I'm drinking the little bottles like this because, it's just easier to handle than a big giant, jug, especially when I'm driving down the road.
I do it on my bicycle.
Do you? Don Sports is here. Knives Are Life is here. Joseph S. Nice. Good to see you guys. All right. Well, let's kind of kick off the discussion then. Let's talk about why we choose slip joints. There's been a couple other videos out. I know that, if you guys watch Choir Boys Cutlery, Scab was saying, why, are they obsolete or slip joints something that people even need to carry anymore, besides, collecting them, kind of what's the point. Then Last Chance Knives also did one about moderns versus slip joints, which were interesting. And I didn't even know that those videos were out there. I ran into those after I'd come up with the topic for this week, because I just think that slip joints are fantastic knives, and they are something that, it was actually when we were talking to CB Tactical, and he was talking about how he likes them, he admires them, but he doesn't trust them, and he will, basically go for a modern every time. And so I thought that was an interesting point of view, and I thought we'd talk about why we choose to have those knives. And I trust slip joints because I trust that I'm going to make the right kind of a cut with a slip joint. I think slip joints are kind of something you have to think about when you're going to use it, because you have to think about what kind of cut you're doing. You have to think about how you're going to do it, and then realize the I guess not the limitations, but how the knife works. You can ignore how a knife works if you have, say a locking blade like this one. It has a liner lock, and how it's going to work, and that it's probably not going to fold up on you. Although it all depends on how much you trust a thin piece of steel at the base of the knife blade too. So just something like that. And why would you use that? Versus a slip joint. And I'll get one here. Since this is a pretty one, I'll go full screen on it.
Bless you, Caitlin.
But there you go. Here's a Rosecraft Clinch River, and this is in their bourbon bone. And it's like, why would you use this or trust this? Of course, this one has a cheat feature. It's got that nice big finger choil, so it's not going to close on you. But just a wonderful blade shape, beautiful bone, and that's one of the things that you get in a traditional knife that you're not going to get in a modern. Is you can get modern materials like titanium and carbon fiber and all this kind of stuff, but you're not going to see bone in a modern knife. At least I haven't seen any. But I thought we'd kind of go around there. Who would like to expand on that topic? Who wants to go next?
I'll go first.
We'll let Kaylin go.
Well, I guess I choose slip joints because that's all my father ever carried. That's all my grandfather ever carried, and that's really all I've ever known until I got to be a little bit older and started seeing the moderns in the gas stations and stuff, and the gun shows. But really for me now at this point, it's turned into more of a legacy, legendary type thing for me, I guess. Especially now that my knife maker's passed on, it's become a special thing to me, something I gotta make sure and pass on and carry on, and of course that's knife making is what I'm talking about there, and specifically slip joints. So it's a pretty big deal to me now at this point. Of course, while we're talking about that, I guess I could, I will speak a little bit more about this knife that I've been working on. I have had some contact with his wife. As of recently, I was able to go do some work for her as of recently, and she said she's not quite ready yet, but whenever she's ready, she's going to let me into his workshop and finish this out using his tools, which I thought was just beyond anything I could imagine that she would let me do. So I was super gracious, and as soon as that comes to pass, I'll absolutely make videos while I'm doing it and get that rolling again for everybody.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, because that's a very cool knife.
Thank you.
All right. Who would like to continue the discussion?
Well, I guess I would just say, when I learned to drive, my dad made me drive the pickup with a clutch. He says, if you can learn how to drive this, then you can drive anything. I think it's the same way with a slip joint knife. If you master how to use a slip joint knife, there's no knife you probably can't use. The slip joint makes you slow down. You open your blade. If it's like a stockman, you got to choose your blade, which gives you options. But it slows you down, and you take your time, and you got time to think about things. And like you said, you need to worry about your direction of cut. You want to push cut. You never want to try to pull back on it, and it'll fold up on you. So once you learn how to make those deliberate cuts, then even with a liner lock, a frame lock, any kind of a locking knife, it'll make you slow down and stop and think just a little bit more before you use it. So I don't care what kind of lock is out there. Cold steel makes some great, fantastic locks, but anything mechanical can break. Or I've got a liner lock, and I have to double check to make sure it's snapped into place.
Yep.
Right.
So you can get going too fast with your liner locks or whatever. It doesn't lock up right, and the next thing you know, you're cutting yourself because you didn't slow down and prepare what you were going to do. So, and again, it's history, it's tradition. All my father, grandfather, great-grandfather, I'm sure, all carried slip joint knives. They were farmers, and it got them through life. They didn't have S35VN steel. They didn't have Magna Cut. They didn't have all of this other stuff. They was able to farm and do all of their chores with a slip joint knife.
Right. And that's the thing, is that once you learn how to use a slip joint correctly, then you're going to use a locking knife correctly.
Mm-hmm.
The lock is not what makes it safe. What makes it safe is that you know how to use the tool, and that you're using it correctly.
Yep.
And I mean, really, to tell you the truth, if anybody is really super worried about a folding knife closing on your hand, switch to a fixed blade, because that way you can guarantee it'll never fold on your hand. It won't be as easy to possibly carry.
There's many unsafe ways to use even a fixed blade. That's why you need to stop, think about your cut, think how you're going to be using it. Do you have the right knife?
William's Knife Life right here. Welcome, William. He said his SE6 cut me, and it doesn't even have a lock, and it laughed at me. Watch me bleed.
That's right.
I'll say a good analogy is learning to drive a stick shift, as to a slip joint, is being prepared to drive just a regular car as a modern knife, or, any kind of other kind of folding knife. It's not a slip joint.
Exactly. Sorry, as I type away here.
Somebody's been practicing.
I've been trying. I need to practice more. But yeah, I mean, there are advantages and disadvantages to all knife types. I mean, that's the thing about it. So it's more than just a traditional thing. But one of the things that I do love about the traditional knives, and this is one that you get a lot of, is people complain about why do I need more than just one blade? Like this is a honey badger, this is their Tanto version. They're like, why do I need more than one blade? And I look at this large Stockman from Case. Not only is it beautiful with the crimson bone, but you have a choice of blades. You have a really nice large master clip blade, but then you have a choice of you have this sheep's foot, which is great for opening packages or any kind of little small cuts like that. And then you have the spade blade, which again gives you another blade shape on that knife if you want to do any other, maybe some delicate work you don't want to punch through the material you're working on, whatever that may be. But there's just so many choices just on this one knife. There's so many choices of what to cut, how to cut, what I'm going to do. Whereas when you have a knife like this, it's a great knife. I love it. But, I don't have that versatility that I have with this one. I don't have as many choices that I can make. And that goes back to multiple bladed knives being maybe more of a thinking man's knife, if you will. Not that you have to stop thinking if you're using any of the other knives, but it's something that you have choices. Whereas this one, you only have one choice. So it depends on if you like to have more or less. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you guys pretty much said it. I mean, I'd just be repeating everything that you guys have said. Carry it because your granddaddy carried it,
right?
And there's plenty of traditionals that have locks on them. There's the buck lockbacks. There's case copper locks. For a little added security. It is more deliberate with two hands, and it does make you slow down and think. Except Randy's WSG is still learning knife safety, obviously. But, I really like them because there's just so many different cover materials, different colors, almost unlimited different types of patterns. So you can pick your favorite pattern. Some people like Stockmans, some people like Barlow's, Trappers, Peanuts, just a bunch of variety. And they are expanding modern knife design a bit. Sometimes you find two blades on modern knives, but I think they're just kind of looking back toward traditionals for some new ideas, basically.
Right. That's for sure. Yeah, and Ray says his head likes moderns, but his heart likes traditionals, and that's a thing too. It is, because you get a certain feeling of nostalgia from the older knives versus the modern knives. That's for sure.
I got,
I was gonna say, do you have something to add, HT?
yeah, I don't want to. Everything that you guys have said, I agree 100%. Two things that I could probably tag on to that I really like in traditionals. I know a lot of people love the action of a thumb stud or, a button lock in moderns. They like that fidget factor. To me, a properly tuned slip joint knife that has walk and talk, especially one with like a half stop, to me, there's nothing like it. To me, that gives me that same fizz that, flicking a knife open or a button lock, sitting there with that fidget factor. It kind of correlates like that. I mean, that's a totally different thing, sitting there flicking your knife. But there's something about a properly tuned slip joint, that walk and talk, that crispness, how it goes into full open and goes back into half stop. When that is done right, there's nothing like it for me. And I just think I think there's something that's kind of a lost art to that. But another thing is, I think Brian's Knives said it best. He said it in one of his videos, especially when you're talking like carbon steel. These knives age with you. And it's like you have that lot as you go through life, 10 years, 20 years, whatever, that knife, that bone handle, stag, and like you add carbon steel on that blade, it just weathers. Sometimes that stag will yellow a little with time and sunlight. Of course, that carbon steel, as you're cutting different material, media, it's going to patina, it's going to change colors. I mean, that is just the nostalgia, I guess, if you will, of that, how it goes through life with you. I think Brian said it best. It ages as the owner does. That is just really cool to me.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we had a question for the panel from Watch City Knives. He'd like everyone's opinion. If someone gifted you an old knife in the original packaging, would you open it up? And for me, it depends on the packaging, because Tom actually gifted me an old knife, but it's in it was like in a clear blister pack, so I can see the knife without having to open the package. So I kept it in the original package. That was that Dale Earnhardt knife, because he asked me if I was going to open it, and I was like, no, I'm just going to leave it in the package. I think it as a novelty type knife or a nostalgia knife, it's probably more valuable in the package than out of the package. But if I had a knife that came in, say, a cardboard box that you couldn't see the knife through the box, then yeah, I'm going to open it and check it out for sure. What about you, Kaylin?
Same thing on like some kind of special novelty knife with engraving or something on it. You can see it in a clam pack. But other than that, if it's in a clam pack and it's not special, I don't see any point in leaving it in there. I've opened it. Tom, I hate to tell you this, but the knives I sent you, the buck knives, the set, they were sealed when I got them, and I couldn't stand it. I had to open it.
Sure.
And
I don't
that's just
blame
me,
you.
though.
Yeah.
But now, if it, like you said, like a Dale Earnhardt knife or something like that, I could see the value in leaving it sealed for sure.
Right.
Tobias Gibson did a video on this a couple years ago. So check Knife Chats with Tobias, go through his old videos. I would say, kind of like with you there, RJ, that novelty knife, it's good to leave it in. However, typically, a knife that comes in a clam pack is not going to be a real valuable knife no matter what.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So the point that Tobias made is he opened one up that had been in a package for, I don't know, 20, 30 years or something. And you could see where things were happening to the knife you don't want to have happen.
Right.
So you're better to get it out of that thing and get it oiled and things like that. So it all depends.
Definitely something to be said for that.
If it's, let's say I was at Wally World or wherever, I saw a buck knife in a clam pack, but I noticed there was a misprint on the clam pack and the shield was put in on the knife upside down. With those two things, I might keep it together and not open it up because it's something weird. But just as a rule of thumb, I would open them up.
That's why
I'm sorry, one more minute here, Kaylin.
Yeah,
I always keep the cardboard that comes with it, because sometimes those cardboards have a lot of information. The blade lengths, the blade steel. 30 years from now, somebody gets your knife and who made this? What was the blade steel? Well, if you've got that cardboard from it, you'll have your answers.
Absolutely. No, I was just going to add, that was the whole reason I opened the package, was the bolsters and the caps were starting to tarnish on them. So it was time to come out of there.
Yep.
Yeah. Any opinion on that, Andrew? You said in the comments you'd go ahead and open it. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, you had a good point about clam pack. If you can see it, maybe you don't have to open it unless you want to use it. But yeah, if it's in a box, you gotta check it out. Maybe put on some white gloves and go in a sterile environment if it's very old and vintage.
Yeah. William says cereal boxes from old are highly collected because everyone threw them away after you ate the cereal, and that's true. Yeah, if you have a collection of the old Wheaties boxes, it's probably worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, I guess maybe we can move on. What else would you guys like to discuss today? Do we want to talk about slip joints we have? Do you want to talk about locking knives? Do you want to talk about modern knives versus traditional still? Where are we at?
I found a few things at the flea market.
Nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at your flea market finds.
First one I found was this really cool vintage 86 to 92 Mechanic Junior, and she is mint, except for a little blade rub there. But this only came. This is a 2-layer. I know we don't usually talk about Victorinoxes, but this one's really cool to me. It's got a pair of pliers on it, and a Phillips, and a lifter flathead. So, but it also had a little a pin on it as well. Look at me talking about Victorinoxes, but this is I picked this up for like $12, and not to brag or anything, or I'm definitely not getting rid of it. They go for like 80 plus on eBay. So really happy to get that little 2-layer Victorinox. And what y'all want to see is 1920 to 1939 6344 Stockman and Greenbone. But fantastic shape though. Has all the blades. Obviously, y'all know what this is going to be. This will be a project knife for me to take apart and rehandle. And I've actually, I think I've already put it up. Nope, I got it right here. Got it right here. I believe this is the piece of bone that I'll be using. Y'all tell me there in the chat if y'all think that matches good enough. I know it's got a little streak of red in it right there, but for the most part, though, it's pretty much the same. So it's at least the closest one I got, and that's big enough as well. So, but that's
I think that looks pretty good
for $5. Of course, you don't want to pay much more than that for missing a whole side of bone there. But that is my plan for that.
Okay.
Definitely keep us posted on that.
I surely will.
Yeah, Radio Geek Blades. He says it's a magician's knife. Watch me make the scales disappear. That's pretty good. All right, Tom.
Well, I thought I'd answer the question or show the best walk and talk just off the top of my head for a slip joint would be this Buck Wrangler. I don't know if it's the best, but it's right up there.
Oh yeah,
it's right up there. And for a more modern knife, got this liner lock, the folding Alpha Hunter, and this thing is just smooth as ice, just as smooth as can be. See there? Well, you wouldn't do it that time. But anyway, yeah.
False.
This thing is really smooth, really super smooth.
Pretty nice.
We believe you, Tom.
Yep. Thank you. That's what I could think of offhand.
Okay. Well, I got a couple. Oh, Blade Walker bought a Buck Spitfire last night for $10. That's a good deal.
Wow.
That's a real good deal.
That's a really good deal.
Good job.
Well, I got a couple. This Rough Rider Copperhead. This is the denim micarta, and this has the carbon steel blades. Is just a really nice, yeah. Snappability, yep. Not bad. And also from Rough Rider from their Apta series, these have great walk and talk.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just perfect. And then for the moderns, I got my petrified fish here. This one is just super, super perfect. I mean, just rolls right around that pivot. You can't get any better than that. That is just fantastic. Yeah.
And that just goes to show, RJ, that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get into some good walk and talk. I know those Rough Riders, you probably don't have anything there in those two Rough Riders over $25, $30. I'm assuming.
No.
And you don't have to spend a fortune to get that kind of walk and talk. You just
and even these the petrified fish, if I remember right, it's under $40. I don't know what the price is now because I got this about a year or so back, but they're not. It's not super expensive blades that have great action. You can find them anywhere, just like you said.
I got a couple here.
Okay, let me say hello to TK. He's in the house.
TK.
Hey, brother.
Thrifty.
Oh,
this is the one that I'm crushing on right now as far as walk and talk. This is no stranger to anybody. This is the Loosahatchee Jack from Rosecraft, and this thing I've showed it before, but this, if I can get up here to the mic, listen to this acoustics on this. It's just phenomenal. Going into full open, if I can get it there. This thing is it's got a sound that I just can't. If it's one of those, if you get it, you get it. But that is just as good as it gets for a half stop walk and talk. And again, this is a knife that's $50, $55. So these don't break the bank by any stretch of the imagination. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, I know that he's jigging. Some people are a little polarizing on this particular one I picked up with this dragon scale. I've heard it called dragon scale. I've heard some people say it looks like deer hooves. I can see a little of both. I think it's a very pretty, like a harvest orange on this bone here. But I mean, this thing is tuned to the T. And $50, $55. Just an outstanding knife. I'm very glad to have picked that one up.
Yep. And Singing Toad is here, Dave, and I think he's only like 10 or 11 away.
From last I saw, he was 11 away. Let's get Toad up to 1,000.
Let's see if anybody is not subscribed to Singing Toad, please go over there and subscribe. Let's see if we can bump them up by the end of this show. That would be awesome.
One of the nicest guys across the community.
Absolutely. Great content. And yeah, he deserves to get to 1,000. That's for sure.
100%.
Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Andrew?
You guys are right. Yeah. Rosecraft has some of the best walk and talk. This is the infamous Randy Attacker knife. Definitely watch your fingers close in this. Very strong pull on the Zambezi. Yeah. And like RJ said, the finger choil really does give you a lot of confidence, but you can, the half stop is a really nice feature on this, but you don't have to spend $50 for a good walk and talk. Rough Rider has great walk and talk on their Black Appaloosa series, most of them. I have been bitten by my Clinch River, so definitely make sure your left hand or the hand holding the base of the knife is well out of the way. But yeah, their Coke bottle, really nice walk and talk. If you don't like strong pulls, this might not be for you because this coping blade is a very strong pull and a good snap. So yeah, for under $20, there's plenty of options out there. And everybody's preference of walk and talk's different. Some people prefer the case 5.5 pull. The mini trappers have exceptional walk and talk, at least the ones that I've gotten, and a nice half stop. This is the new Yellowbone series, which actually looks way better in person than in the videos. It doesn't really look like yellow Delrin with the black shield, and you can see you get some detail with the bone.
Yeah.
Nice.
As far as their, mini copper locks, very smooth action. No half stops because it's a mid lock. But I've noticed these are very smooth. And then also my Buck Custom 112 has really, really smooth action. And then the Case Barlows have been really superior walk and talk. But, it's a matter of pull. Does everybody, here's an example of really poor walk and talk, but this is probably from the 30s or 40s. Old Imperial my friend gave me with a broken blade, no half stops. And I've thought about maybe fixing it, but it just doesn't want to close. You got to shut it. The back springs are basically shot on this, but it's a nice historical piece of Americana to have.
Yeah, for sure. And anybody that's around from the 1930s and stuff, their walk and talk is probably not as good either.
But I do, yeah.
Give it a little bit of a pass.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do have an old hammer brand from the 40s, 50s, and it has better walk and talk than some of my modern knives still. So really just depends on how hard it was used or who made it.
Right. Very good. Yes, Tom.
Just do another real quick one here. The comment was made, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good walk and talk. This is a Frost Texas Jack. What is it, 4 1/4 inches long? It's a beast of a knife. And I don't know what they cost, probably around $10, $12 maybe. But, almost got myself. Hear that?
I did.
It's got a good pull, good strong pull to it.
That was good.
Both blades. So, yeah, you don't have to pay a lot to get good walk and talk.
Hey, Tom, can we see that one open? Can you open that real quick?
Yeah, you want to see both blades?
Yes, sir, please.
We have a not a lot specific question here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nice pin blade, the standard pin blade on the secondary.
Yep.
That's good looking knife.
That's a beast of a knife.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate that.
From the 30, no, you got to go a little earlier than that.
Yeah, we're looking at solidly from at least the 20s. The rest of us are drinking water. Tom's drinking Metamucil.
That's right. Yep. Prune juice.
Yep, it make you a regular guy.
Got to be a regular guy. That's right.
Oh, yep. And MB EDC is saying that was kind of a rude question.
How rude.
Exactly.
If I had feelings, they'd be hurt. But since I don't have feelings, it's all right.
Well, seeing as it's Ray, I mean, you kind of have to expect. Yeah, exactly.
He's one of those Minnesotans,
Right. So he's got his own challenges, right?
He does.
We love you, Ray. Okay. Donald Swartz says that when a knife cuts you, it means it likes you. Then Randy has a lot of knives that like him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. TK says you're the most collectible expert on the panel there, Tom.
Yeah, there's only one version of me.
That's true. That is true. All right. Well, I did want to show, of course, my favorite modern traditional. So if you really love modern knives, you can get all that in a traditional knife. You know, the Roper Pecos. You know, because you got your pocket clip, you got your thumb stud, and of course, it has a liner lock in there. But I have a couple other liner lock knives that you can get that are a lot more traditional. Here is the old timer. This is the 194 OT. So this is one of their gun stock trappers. It's just a single blade, but it has a liner lock. You know, so it has the old style liner lock that kind of descends down out of the frame. But you know, it's great. Well, Blade Walker says you got a horrible Pecos. Well, definitely send that back then. Talk to them about that and get one that that works. But if you like a smaller knife, this is one that TK told me about. This is the old timer Mighty Might, and so this is a nice little fifth pocket dropper, and it also has the liner lock. So if you're in more of a minimalist mood, this knife will definitely take care of everything you got going. Plus, you have the liner lock, and this has a really strong pull for a little knife. I was actually surprised at just how tough it was to open. I was like, wow, this thing is really super stiff, but definitely a great little knife if you like a small knife. And a lot of people talk about the fidget factor with a traditional knife, and that's where they're playing with it, open, close, open, close, open, close. But with these little knives like this, they're nice just to have in your hand, and you can almost use them like a worry stone, just rolling it around and just holding on to it and stuff. It's sometimes a little more comforting than open, close, open, close, open, close. But just depends, I guess, on what you want to do.
Right. Yeah, I can go.
Yep, and I agree there, Andrew, that Roper will take care of them with a warranty, or he can go back to the seller he bought it from, whether it was Amazon or Smoky Mountain or whoever, and you can get that fixed up.
Yeah, I took pictures and just reached out via email to their department, and they didn't even ask for my Roper back. They just sent me another one.
Yeah, yeah, really cool. Okay, let's go, Kalen.
Wasn't sure if I was invisible or not there.
No, I was just letting him finish as he was speaking.
This knife, and I don't know what budget is, but I only buy case knives, so I'm not budget.
Budget is in the bank account of the beholder, I guess.
This large toothpick has some of the most gator snap that I've ever been able to find. And plus, it's from the 40s and still has that.
Nice.
Well, at least, 40s to 60s. Red bone, though.
Beautiful. Speaking my language there, buddy.
Was that the large or medium?
It's the large. It is the 93, I believe. Yeah, the 93 pattern. And as Baxter was saying a while ago, the 9.5. They have incredible walk and talk, and have stop.
Nice.
But the pin blade is where it's at on this one. got to half cock it a little bit. there's no pushing it from half stop. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, love these old case Barlows. Haven't had a chance to own any of the newer ones, but I'm sure they're nice as well.
Yeah.
And that joke was I tried to show this knife like 5 times already. I held it up probably 5 times.
If I missed you, I apologize.
No, I was way back here. I was way back there.
Trying to watch the chat and control the controls and all this other good stuff. So, yeah, in fact, I got to step away for a second because I have got to let a dog out real quick. So if you guys can carry the conversation for a second, if anybody wants to go full screen, I'll put you full screen. If anybody,
I'll do a full screen. Show a few new additions. Since Tom is gone, I picked up the 110 Spear Point in Ebony and S30V. They've had these in stock. The nickel silver. I thought about building a custom, but these were actually a little bit more affordable than doing a custom, and the quality is really nice on this. I was actually, had seen Boston Blade reviews. Him and Jerry got the 112, and these have been out of stock, and I would have settled for 420 high carbon, but these came in S30V and weren't that much more. So I prefer the clip point on my bucks, but the blade stock goes all the way down to the tip, so a very strong workable tip on these. And when you have 3 or 4 110s and 112s with clip points, you got to try a different blade shape. So I had picked these up both at the same time. I figured if I'm getting a 112 spear point in S30, I'll get the matching 110. And like I said, I tried to build this 112 as a custom, but you cannot build a custom with the spear point on the 112. You can on the 110. So when this popped up, I wanted to get it. And I prefer brass on my bucks, but all of mine have brass. So I figured I wanted to sport and get the nickel silver. So this is kind of an early birthday present to myself to get these two.
Very nice.
Those are very cool. Yep.
Was that 110 still in stock, Andrew?
What's that?
Was that 110 spear still in stock? How recent was that?
Yeah, this was about a week ago. Yeah, this is still in stock. I think you can find them with the 420 and brass. But I think this was available in 420 and S30V. But for some reason, the 420 does not have a nail nick, which you really don't need a nail nick on this. You can still just pinch it open. But I kind of like the looks of the nail nick on this. And if you build this one as a custom and go with the S30V, it doesn't come with a nail nick. So I really like the fact that this has a nail nick. I think these are about $120. And again, I just went online and looked for discount codes and found another 20% off. So I really couldn't pass this for, $107, I think it was. And I do like the 420 high carbon. I didn't necessarily need S30V, but it really was maybe $20 more, if that. And the ebony on this, it's not coming out in the pictures, but the ebony on this is just nice. It's got a nice gray marble to it. And like Jerry and Boston Blade Reviews, they got these for users, and they really are so nice. I'll probably use them, but they're so nice. They're almost going to stay at home for a while.
Yeah.
It's almost like
I got the 112 like that.
Oh, cool.
That up. Beautiful.
And I'll show my Barlows later.
Nice. All right, Tom, you got a shameless plug?
Yeah, well, you're going to get 2 for the price of 1 right now.
Nice.
Singing Toad is at 993. Come on, 7, 8, 9 people. Let's get him to 1,000 during this show. Mimo, if you could throw up Singing Toad's link one more time, let's get him to 1,000 during the show here. Just 7 to go. Second one is I got a box of fun in the mail the other day, courtesy of RJ's Knives. And I got a video up, scheduled to be released in the morning. I unpacked this thing, and you're not going to believe some of the vintage knives that he sent to me to kind of get cleaned up and restored for him. So check out my video tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story behind that. Those came via Angelo, who's here in the chat. He sent those to me. He says he was cleaning out his place. He found a bunch of old knives, asked me if I wanted them. I said, sure. He said, they're all dirty and old and stuff. And I said, that's okay. And he sent them to me. I took a look at them. And I mean, there's some really nice stuff in there. And I was very impressed. And I said, you know what? I can make this a really good collaboration with Tom, because Tom loves to restore old vintage knives. So I'm like, here you go. Here's a box of them. Make videos on them. Send them back. I'll make videos about them too, and then we'll just do whatever we're gonna do with them and just have a good time. But some of them are really different, and just a fantastic gift and a fantastic way for us to provide content and then share it with all of you guys. So thank you, Angelo. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. A lot of people talk about how they get into a zone and a relaxing zone, sitting and sharpening their knives and stuff. I guess for me, cleaning them up and polishing them and doing all that, that's my thing. I just absolutely love doing it. So thank you.
You're welcome, Driver 38. He was thanking me for the show, and yes, for sure, Angelo. We're gonna have. It's gonna be fun. All I can say is that
they're coming back to RJ, so RJ can inspect them.
Right.
and criticize and critique.
No criticism needed.
I'm only doing this, RJ, because I'm hoping to get a pay raise as your producer. But
absolutely, you will. And Williams Knife Life says, you want some old knife? You want some knives? They're old and dirty. Even better.
Absolutely.
For sure. Because it's one of those things of, I've got a guy. But yeah, we can definitely we'll have some fun with those.
I'll throw this out if you don't mind. I'm hogging their time here, but
no, go ahead.
If there's a viewer out there, if you've got an old knife that you'd like restored, you can check out, see how I do it. I've got a whole playlist of my restorations. Send me an email at knifedelights@gmail.com. I want to prearrange it. I don't want anybody's heirloom knives or anything, that I would hate to have you mail an heirloom knife to me and it get lost in the mail or something. So, but yeah, just send me an email and we can discuss it. I'd be more than happy probably there to clean up your knife for you.
Yep, for sure. And then TK is doing math on your pay raise again. 3 times 0 equals 0.
I know, TK. It always ends up 0, no matter what.
You just never know. I did send a present in the box for you, Tom. I'm sure. That'll make an appearance in the video.
It's in tomorrow's video. Yep.
So I do. Oh yeah, we do have someone that can replace handles on slip joints for sure. Zen, I got a guy.
Yeah,
he might even be sitting right next to me in the chat here. So yeah, for sure.
$100 an hour labor.
Hey, things cost, and he ain't cheap, but he'll do a good job. But yeah, that's not a problem. We got guys. That's what's nice is that as we're building out our community, we do have guys that can restore knives, guys that can repair knives, guys that it's all about the networking. If we all come together, not one person has the answer, but if you know somebody, then there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Zen, Kalen is your man. If you need serious mechanical repairs, you don't mind that, Kalen, do you?
No. Not so much right now, but in the future when I'm more comfortable, absolutely.
Yeah, he's building the skills necessary to do things, and then of course there's our friend the knife doctor too. He's out there, so and he's actually closer to you, Zen, so you can definitely talk to him. Yep. Blade Walker says he's got all the tools needed, a grinder, a forge, but he hasn't messed with anything in a while. So yeah, we got stuff. You just
The
gotta.
biggest asset I need is time.
Well, yeah, that's it. We're don't have a time machine yet, but we just got to. But take your time and have fun, Tom, with that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a box of fun.
I figure it'll take me 20, 30 years probably.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Especially if I have to have Junior weld some of the blades back together.
Yeah, I understand that. It's hard for Junior to get that line just right, but
that's right. Yep.
Yeah, that is right. TK Kalen is going to become a full-fledged messer maker. Yeah, so that's right. That's it. By the time he's as old as Tom, holy smokes, he'll probably be a custom bladesmith at the blade show with all his own booth and everything.
It'd be fun.
I'll have Travis Tritt playing in the background.
There you go. I like that. HT, did you bring your okay, Zen said he's going to send you some pictures. That's awesome. Did you bring your canoes, HT?
Canoe. I brought the one I told you about. I think I only have 2 or 3 in my collection, but I did bring the new edition.
Okay. Well, let's take a look then. Hey, TK, be nice. It's not 220 years. It's 320. Go ahead, HT.
This is the one that I picked up at one of my hauls at the Gun and Knife Show down Longview, Texas, a couple of weeks back, and this was a pretty cool piece. I am not traditionally a smaller knife guy, and I've kind of glossed over some patterns that I'm circling back to now, like the Canoe, like the 3.5 and the 3 1/4 inch Barlows. I've kind of glossed over a lot of those because guys that watch my channel, I'm a big knife guy. I like big knives.
And I cannot lie.
Right. But this is an old Camillus, and I don't know if that'll come in right there, but it's a little run they did with a collaboration they did with Buckmasters. I think Tom may know more about this. I think this was early to mid 2000s they did this.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, but we have Stagalon. This isn't real stag, but this is Stagalon handles on this. A real pretty spear point blade, and of course it has get this thing totally open here. Has the little pin blade as a secondary. But I found this at the show, and man, I picked it up. Like I say, normally I gloss over this pattern, but I put it in hand, and I was actually surprised. If I can get it around here. Not doing a good job right now, but I can get all 4 fingers on this, and I kind of fell in love with it when I put it in hand, and so I'm slowly starting to give the 3.5 inch knives 3 5/8. I'm starting to give them a little shine. This knife is kind of might be my gateway into trying that size of knife, but has some great snap still on it. It's very pinchable. It's another thing I like about it. You got all this meat up here on it just to go in and get it right open. But I'm really enjoying this thing. Camillus USA, Camillus New York. Like I say, I don't know a lot of history on it. Somebody, I think in one of my videos said that they believed it might have been a 2006 but I do not know. But very cool.
Yep, I like it.
Heard it through the grapevine, folks.
Yep. And we don't want to say that Tom is old. I know Singing Toad is saying that he has a tree with less rings than Tom has candles on his birthday cake and stuff. But it is true that last year when Tom had his birthday, he did have to get a permit from the fire department to light all the candles that were on there.
Yep.
You know, Tom, safety first. So.
Well, Sean says, Tom, tell him to hit the like button. Absolutely right, everyone. Hit that like button.
There you go. Well, I definitely wanted to show a couple of. Zen says the Camillus wiki page is very interesting. And go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, Bluminati Ninja. Member for 11 months. Be up, gang. Smash that like button.
For sure. Is there any truth to that, Tom? Williams says your first pet was a dinosaur.
No, that was my second one.
Oh, okay. Very good. And MBEDC says, be careful with the old jokes. I used to make them, and now I am the old guy.
That's right.
But, if you hang around long enough, you end up being the old guy.
Do you want to hear an old joke?
Sure.
Okay. So there's this old man like me. He's working at Walmart as a greeter, except he has a habit of coming in late to work. And finally, the manager calls him in the office one day and says, we love your work and everything. You're cheerful and you're doing a good job, but you're always coming in late. And the old man kind of hung his head down and says, yeah, I know. And I'm working on that. I'm trying to get to work on time. And so the manager says, well, at your old job, if you came in late, what would they say to you then? He said, well, usually they'd say, good morning, Admiral. Can I get you a cup of coffee?
There you go. So that's a double. That's an old joke and a Navy joke.
That's right.
Yeah. Although I doubt an Admiral would take a job as a Walmart door greeter, because I'm sure that they would get a seat on a board at like McDonnell Douglas or GM or one of those other places, especially in the defense area.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got some canoes that are some older ones. I brought out a couple of the Queen canoes, and I like these. These are vintage knives, but what I like is they're on a single spring, and so they're nice and thin. And this one has the jigged Delrin, and I did a video on this just this last week. This was the Way Back Wednesday video, but I agree. HT, they don't always fill up your hand, but you do get you can choke up on this bolster, and then you can move your finger back, and it does give you a full grip on it. But they have such nice size pen blades too. A nice tall blade, just really very cool. Definitely something to think about. Here is one with wood covers. I think it's rosewood on this one, and this one has the Indian canoe etch on it. So there it goes. There you can see it. So I liked their canoe etch on it because Case has the Indian in the canoe, but this one also has an island in the background too, which I thought was pretty unique. And so, does it have a swedge only on one side? On the last one, I don't think it had a swedge. Oh, it does have a swedge. Yeah. So yeah, it does. It only has the swedge on the one side, for sure. Thank you, Stuart. Wow, that's a sharp eye on that one. Now this one had a different size pen blade. It's not quite as fat as the other one. You can see how much bigger that kick is on there, but you definitely have a lot of room to choke up on this pen blade. So yeah, Zen says there's Boker canoes and then there's all the others. So definitely. Yes, a semi-swedge, as it were, William.
They do have beautiful lines. That's a very pretty. They have great lines.
They do, and I really, the canoe, like I said, when I first started getting back into traditionals, and I was able to go to SMKW when I discovered Rough Riders. The first two traditional knives that I got, one was a copperhead and the other was a canoe. And I haven't been as much on the canoe train until lately. I kind of have gotten back into the canoes. I really like them. My main issue with them, for a lot of them, besides the Rough Riders, is cost. Case really wants a premium for their canoes, and they all seem like they're in that $80 and $90 range, which makes you wonder why they're that much. Yes, Kaylin.
I just bought one for $60, and it was the Case Select. Hey, everybody! Hey.
Good job.
Let me ask you.
I will have to look better, I guess.
I got lucky. Okay, I got lucky. I did want to add something to the canoes, though. I noticed.
What's that?
That they, I think they might have the thickest pin blades on any kind of a knife.
No.
So
Yeah.
I would imagine the 92 jackknife would have the closest in size, and it is actually the canoe is actually thicker and just not quite as long, but it is a bit taller.
Yeah, I think it's that frame that a canoe has. It allows for a larger blade to be in there.
Obviously, yeah, but that was one thing I was noticing there. That was this is an 84. I just got this actually. 92 pattern has the new grind. I haven't had a chance to clean it up much, but she's pretty good shape already.
Nice.
Has one of the prettiest labs there on the back I've ever seen as far as the jigging goes. In person, it's incredible. The front side, I don't know what they were going for there. It's really uniform there on the front, you know, unlike the back where it's very random, the jigging. But everybody knows my favorite 92 pattern. It's this 81 Appaloosa bone with the easy open. Shout out to Randy's WSG. I know he's drooling right now. And this one was a 71 canoe. Right there.
Nice.
Mr. Terry gifted me this, or we traded for it actually. Traded for it. But that was all I had.
As usual, beautiful knives from Kaylin.
Thank you.
Got a
What was
question
that?
for you, RJ.
Oh, sorry.
What's that?
Do any of the canoes by any of the manufacturers have half stops? Are they all just non-half stop knives?
I would have to grab one of my Rough Riders, but I believe the Rough Riders have half stops. These do not. They're just regular. Just go all the way around. So as far as I know,
have you ran across any Kaylin that have half stops?
I have the ones I have do not have half stops. Like I said, I'm about to get that Case Select canoe in the mail next week. So we'll see if that one has it. They tend to do a little bit extra things on there.
Okay.
Comment alert.
Singing Toad commented that his Rough Rider does have half stops. Go ahead, Tom. Comment alert.
Yeah, just want to let you know, Illuminati Ninja gifted one RJ's Knives membership, and Big E was the recipient.
Oh, sweet. Well, awesome, Biggie. Send me an email, and I will send you some channel swag. Go ahead, Tom.
While I'm up here, real quick, here's a Marbles canoe with the ram horn covers.
Nice.
But HT, if you're looking for something to fill your hand, go with a Sunfish.
Yeah.
This is a Marble Sunfish. And you talk about a big pen blade. Look at the pen blade on that one as compared. Whoops. Get them back.
What's the main blade look like there on that one, Tom?
Can you see through your hands?
I should have known the Sunfish would take the king for the crown for the pin blade.
Of course.
That is cool. That's
And
pretty
then
cool.
that's brown bone, and then I got one. It's a marbles also in just the natural white bone.
And those aren't too terribly expensive either, are they?
No, these are the marbles. These are the made
The
overseas.
imports. The imports.
But
okay.
But the original Marbles company did make a Sunfish. So if I could ever find one that was actually made by the old Marbles company, that would be terrific.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and if you want the Rough Rider Blue Mule Sunfish is probably my favorite, and it's in their least expensive line, and it probably has the best pull of any of the sunfish that I've had.
Yeah, that's a cool sunfish.
Yeah.
You may have to send me a link for that after the show, RJ.
Okay.
I got a question for everybody.
Sure.
What pivot lube does everybody use? I'm getting close to the end of my super lube here. I got off of Amazon for like $5. So I'm going to be in the market next. Just curious what everybody uses.
I use KPL on mine, although sometimes I'll use also I've used mineral oil and also several gun oils because they're all light oils too.
Gotcha.
So just depends
I
on what
use
you want to do.
some gun oil, or Last Chance Knives does have these available on his Etsy page. That's got mineral oil in it.
Okay.
So
I'll check that out. Support the community for sure. What do you got there, Harold?
This is Daiwa. You can see that one. This is I guess technically this is a fishing reel, but it has this nice little needle tip. And this is great for pivots.
Mine has a great tip for it as well.
And this is made by Daiwa. Like I say, technically, I suppose it's a fishing oil, but I use it on all my knives, and it's wonderful. With that needle tip on there, you can get right down in pivots and back springs or what have you, and just you don't oversaturate it. With that little tiny dropper of a tip, you can just get in there and just put just what you need on there. I think these are like $9 or $10, and you can see, if you see mine, I've maybe used a quarter of it, and I've had that, my God, years, 2 or 3 years, and I've used a quarter of it possibly.
Gotcha. I'll check that one out as well.
Just another option.
Yep, and Mimo says he uses the Pro Shot Zero Friction on bearings and Slick 'em All on washers and detent paths. And then Zen said he just uses tool oil or gun oil. So
EDCI spray I use a lot too. You guys have heard of that?
Yeah. Yep, I've heard of that too.
Does corrosion proof lubes. It kind of a one-stop shop kind of spray liquid. Really good.
Yeah.
Real good on your carpet seals.
I've had a lot of guys swear by 3M oil too. So.
Yep.
I think the whole thing with oiling is you don't want to get too much down in there because oil attracts dirt and lint and things like that. So the biggest thing is just little tiny drops at a time and often, rather than oversaturating them.
Too much, you can be worse than you started out.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah.
By all the trash it generates.
The reason I like the mineral oil and this little dropper that comes with Ken's is when you're dealing with a lot of old knives, a lot of times you're working that blade in and out, trying to get all the rust and everything out of it. And this stuff is just so cheap and easy to use. It's all natural. You buy it in Walmart in the pharmacy section because it's actually used as a laxative, meant to be taken internally. So my point is, it doesn't harm anything. It doesn't hurt if it gets on your hands or anything like that. So that's one good plus of mineral oil. And it's like $2 for a great big bottle of it.
Yeah, and then William has his patented patio method.
Yeah.
Blasting a half a can of WD-40.
That's funny.
But yeah, mineral oil is all basically I'll use that on any knife that I'm going to use for food prep of any type. That's the important thing. Like Tom said, it's completely safe to use. So you don't have to worry about it if you accidentally were to ingest some that it's not going to do bad things to you.
I use unsalted butter. I like to smear some butter in there. That's very food safe.
Yeah, for sure.
Ken also has with his Pivot Lube, he has a flush cleaner also, it's very similar. I'm not sure what he thins it out with, but it's very thin to really flush the pivot. And then you could put the thicker lube in. Is nice if you don't want to use WD-40 or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a shot. If you want to throw me up there real quick, RJ, I'll show a shot of this EDCI. That is what I was talking about, the if I can get in frame, EDCI spray. And as you can see right here, it says food safe. So this is really good for your carbon steels. I know a lot of us like, the traditionals, we're going to have carbon steels, and this is give it a light spray. It's just it's an aerosol here. You just mist that on there, wipe it in, and just kind of rub it in, and then you just take a paper towel or whatever and just wipe any excess off, and that really does good on your carbon steels, your anything that you're worried about corrosion. And it's fine it's food safe too, so you don't have to worry about if you're using it for food prep or what have you. It's good and safe.
Yeah.
And Zen brings up a good point with WD-40. WD-40 is not a lubricant. The WD literally stands for water displacement. So it's not meant to be a lubricant, and it doesn't prevent rust and things like that. It is good if you have an old knife that's rusty and it's hard to get the pivot to work, to spray some down in there to help break things free, but it's not meant to be an actual lubricant.
Yeah, worst case scenario, go with WD-40. That's more of a beginning of a restoration process, I would say.
Yeah, and I blow it out with compressed air after I've worked it in to get it all out, and then re-lube it.
Yep.
I just go straight to the kitchen sink with warm water and some unscented dish soap, Dawn usually, and immediately dry it, and then come back here and then obviously re-lubricate everything, because it's going to dry out your hand a little bit. It's going to obviously dry out your pivots and stuff. So immediately, re-oil and all that stuff. But,
if I use warm water and dish soap or Vapor Rust or anything, I always finish the process with a good soaking. Just put the whole knife down in a little tub of mineral oil, and it helps displace anything else that could have been in there. Let it soak, and it really comes out nice that way. It's a messy process, but it really comes out nice.
Yeah.
I've noticed when I've done that with some knives, if the bone is dry, it really changes the color of the bone. It will hydrate it from behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
For sure. All right. In other don't try this at home news, Singing Toad said he tried to use a grilled cheese sandwich once as a lube, and it didn't work out as good as he thought. So all I can say is that, those crazy Canadians, what are you going to do?
He probably overcooked it. He probably overfried it. That's why.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. You got it. There's that certain point you can't go past.
That's true. Maybe he didn't use butter. Maybe he used margarine. That could have been the problem.
That's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably the problem right there.
Or maple syrup.
Yeah, and like TK says, Ballistol for general cleaning, followed by KPL, and Ballistol is another mineral oil based.
Ballistol is a good stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So, oh, there you go. Randy's WSG says, Singing Toad, you need to try maple syrup. I'm sure you got plenty of that up there. Yeah. So, yes, he said he fried his grilled cheese in maple syrup and poutine gravy. Yeah.
Well, here's a video for you, Singing Toad. I want to see the difference between lubing with maple syrup and natural bees honey. Let's just see how it comes out.
Yeah, there you go. And yes, William Snipelife, you are absolutely correct. Bearded people should not try blowing fire. That's not a good practice at all. Yes, Mimo reminds us, don't use an elevator during a fire, use water instead, depending on the type of fire. All right, so away from fire safety, what other knives do we want to talk about?
Queen's back with the Barlows.
There we go. Let's talk about that.
And Queen had made Barlows under their Chinese brand, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but a lot of you know that they're back in the production in USA. I have the green one, and then I had to get the smooth red bone. Very affordable. I think under $55 at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and they fluctuate from $46 to $48 at Chicago Knife Works. 1095 carbon steel. You can see on the blade. It's written underneath. So in the spirit of the old Queens, it has the laser engraving on the blades, number 22 pattern. Their pin blades are very narrow. And most of you know these are made by Bear & Son. Of course, they don't say that, but very similar to my other Bear & Sons, and of course the green jig bone. And they've released these, the red bone and green bone in their trappers. They have the mini trappers now coming out, and I started to get these Barlows. I may have to pick up a few of their trappers. They are also a great deal, 1095 carbon steel. But this red bone, smooth red bone, just really is really nice. Really nice Barlow. A good alternative to a case Barlow at a cheaper price, half stop. Yeah. And I may be getting a few more Bear & Sons. They're very similar. A little minor gapping on this red bone one. You might not be able to see it. But I have some cases with some minor gapping. But my green one came and it was 0 gaps. And then the blade centering is, of course, absolutely perfect on these. So I'm very happy with these Queens. I know they're not the vintage old ones, but it's nice that they're made in the United States again, to have some alternatives out there.
All right, Singing Toads at $9.95. Come on, guys.
Nice.
Come on, we can get him. We can
See
get
if
him
there's
there.
anybody else that you know, or if your dog has a YouTube channel or something, maybe they could subscribe, or somebody's spouse or whatever, somebody else that you know that has a YouTube channel. Let's see if we can get him up to 1,000. That would be awesome. With just 5, I mean, you're right there. You're right there. We gotta get that. All right, Kaylin, you're up next.
Brent gave me this. Tom, you'll be interested in this. This is a Remington original from the 30s.
Yep.
Right here. And like I said, my buddy gave me this. It's not in the greatest condition, but it's in pretty good condition. The only issue is I can't tell if somebody's maybe like tried to re-dye the bone or something, because the shield has the same tint over it as the bone does now, and so do the bolsters. And I've tried really cleaning it up, but it's like tarnished now. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And I can't get down to any bare metal for some reason. Just, with chemical flits, that's all I'm using. Nothing crazy. I haven't taken it to the polisher or the sander or anything, but just a really cool old camp knife, or scout knife, I should say, with all its components, and from the 30s, which is you don't see them in this good a condition with bone handles.
No, that's fantastic. You know, and I love those old lobster can openers.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't like to use them, but they're pretty neat.
absolutely, absolutely. But really proud to have this. So, and you
Yeah.
hear that? Did you hear the snap on that?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all, yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure it needs to be oiled, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Zen says try lacquer thinner. That might.
Yeah, it looks like somebody put something over it.
yeah,
And,
yeah. That was my guess.
Caleb says that Singing Toad's at $9.99.
All right.
There's
That's
got to be
awesome.
somebody out there, just one
We're gonna
person,
do it.
just one person.
We're gonna do it.
Yep, exactly. And,
Oh, and I guess I did have this out as well. This is a not an original Remington. This is a 1988 Moose bullet knife with equal end bullet knife, and this was a gift from Big J for being on the show and whatnot. And
what a beautiful
the
knife.
first time around, I had sent him some knives, and this is what he sent me back.
That is nice.
That is.
Oh yeah, I really like this thing. I haven't shown it too much. It's got the easy open there. Let's see, that's for the main blade. Yeah, 1988. Came with the box and everything. And the pattern is R4466. Got 1988 on the other side, and obviously a U.S. made. Would this been Camless in '88, or who would be making these?
He's at 1K. He's at 1K.
Very
Sorry,
nice.
Caleb.
Oh no, you're fine. That's way more important. Congratulations, Toad. Congratulations.
Yep. Awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shout, but I got excited.
Don't blame you. We've
You
been hoping he would get there just a little bit sooner, but congratulations, Dave. That is awesome. I got to thank you guys because Zen confirmed it. Camelus was making those back then. So
thank you, Dave. Thank you.
congratulations. Thank you guys for answering the call to help get Toad over 1,000 or right to 1,000. That's for sure. That is awesome. So be on the lookout for his giveaway that he'll be doing. So yep, there you go, Dave. Yep. Shut the front door.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
in honor of his 1K, I'm going to gift a membership here.
Oh, awesome.
There you go. That's for you, Singing Toad.
And who was the beneficiary?
Ha! Singing Toad received it.
No, nice.
Whoa!
That is awesome. Well, welcome to the regiment too, there, Dave.
That's a double thumbs up.
Yep, and if you would like to have some more RJ swag, just send me an email. Let me know, and we'll get you some more stickers and stuff. That is awesome.
Hey, and everyone needs to go and watch his latest video. It's his channel update. He goes over his giveaway. He's going to have 2 giveaways. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. You need to go watch that video because believe me, it's a wonderful package that he's giving away. So, yeah.
It's awesome. And also, Dave, you'll have to let us know the next time you're available. We'll have you come back on the live show, and we'll get updates from you and all that good stuff.
Yep. Hey, and thanks everyone for supporting the Toad. Yep.
Absolutely. Dave's
One of the
been
good
on here
guys.
3 or 4 different times, and always enjoy visiting with him. He's just a great guy, great member of the community.
100%.
Yep, and he's even a guitar picker, just like our buddy Andrew there.
Oh, I need to have Junior come on and pick the guitar too, huh?
Oh, does he? Is
Yeah.
he a picker or just a grinner?
Well, he sings both kinds of music. He sings both country and western.
Well, there you go. I mean, what else do you need? Absolutely. Let the cats out of the bag because that's animal abuse if you keep them in.
That's right.
You're right, William. Yep. Pepper Dingo said today was the day, Dave, and it happened. So awesome. That's so cool that we all get to be a part of that.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic whenever you guys do that. When you hit those big
it really means a lot. That 1,000 seems to be the magic number, and it just means a lot to be able. That's a lot of hard work, and
it is
putting out a lot of videos, and just being a all around great guy. So, yeah, congrats again. Now we'll get working on Kalen and HT here.
That's right. That's right. We got to get those there too.
What's that?
I said I'm in no hurry.
Well, it's not about being in a hurry. It's just we want to get you there. We want to help you out.
Yep.
I might just get to $9.99 and give it all up.
Just give your subs over to HT, and I'm sure he'd be fine with that.
Subs, knives, everything.
Yeah.
I'll take the knives.
He'll take the knife. Yeah. I don't blame you there.
Oh, for sure.
You just start all over, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. The first time was just a practice run. Well, I'll show off one of my favorite slip joint working knives. Is here the denim micarta work knife from Rough Rider. These are just fantastic knives. From what I've heard, this is their best seller, but it's got great walk and talk.
Yes, it does.
You know, great Warncliffe blade, has a swedge on top. Just a really great blade. It has the ringed bolster. You know, just really nice little sway back. Just fantastic. No, there's Richter. He says when he got to 100, he had 3 people unsubscribe, and so he had 1,000 twice. Yeah, definitely happens. And then if you like a little more modern slip joint, here you go. They have a aluminum handled sway back that this also has a VG10 blade. So you get a really nice, steel on that. Really super great stainless. The VG10 made famous by Spyderco, I think, for sure. They used it, and that's the best Rough Rider ever made for sure. Looks like the Apta a little bit, except this has the aluminum scales. You can get this in a Trapper and a Stockman as well. So they are very cool. Nice to see you here, Mr. Richter. All right. Anybody else got something they want to talk about or show off?
Well, I got a couple canoes unless someone else has something.
I love to see a good canoe.
What's that?
Love to see a good canoe.
Well, I've shown them before, but I'll broke them out again for today's show. There's the America's Navy. Go Navy.
Nice.
And or Fly Navy, the best always have. So I mention this every time, those 2 little dimples in there. When I first saw that, I'm like, oh man, they damaged. But no, that's just 2 natural little dimples in that bone, and kind of gives it some character.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But that's the antique bone. A battleship on it.
That's nice.
And what else do I got? I got another one here. Where did I put it? Oh no. Where did I put it? Oh, here
Junior,
it is.
get off with it.
Too many knives laying around. And here's my latest case canoe, the Anchored in Christ. That bone on it.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really liking the canoe pattern. And then I have just one of the generic buck with the jig bone, Chinese made, but I've carried the heck out of this knife. I like using it. And this bad boy was sharp. Ooh, was it sharp when I got it. So
Yeah, those 389s are really good.
yeah,
Good
they
knives.
are. I mean, what was it? $15, $13 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I've carried it a lot.
RJ, that may be the only other canoe I have, that one Tom just shows.
Yeah.
I do have that one also.
We're gonna change your mind, HT.
I think you are. I think you are.
Sorry, I had to plug in the old laptop there. Didn't want it to die while we're having our show.
No.
Go ahead.
I've been collecting the 6.5 Stagbone by Case, and I realized I did not have a Sodbuster Junior in 6.5 Stag. I wanted to pick this one up because you can see it's thicker than their usual bone. Like here's I've been collecting the lizard skin so you can see the thickness difference.
Oh yeah.
It does fill the hand better. It's kind of in between the bone and the synthetic as far as thickness in hand. These are a little bit more pricier, but I did have a discount, which made it a little bit more palatable. I do like collecting Case carbon steel, but they have so many nice bone covers in stainless. It's inevitable that I'm going to collect a lot of the stainless.
Right, for sure.
Very, very, very nice. I know Mo of Kirby Creek has been wanting to get one of these, so I'm probably a bad influence on him. But he's a bad influence on me sometimes too. So
there you go.
But yeah, I really, I like real stag, and I do have a couple of pieces in real stag, but Case has been doing their 6.5 bone stag very nice. And then, yeah, I can't get away from the lizard skins. I obviously have this, and I keep finding more and more. So it's kind of it's a green that I can't get away from.
Oh, you got Mo all revved up there, Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and he uses he actually has done carvings with Sod Juniors, and he does like the thicker handles on some of the knives. So he is a big lover of the 6.5 Stag too. But so it's a great Sod Junior.
Very nice.
I see Tony's Ponies is here. Glad you were able to make it.
Hey, Tony.
All right. And who is next in line? All right, Kayla. Let's take a look at what you got there.
Got a 2020 Swayback in gray bone. And sorry I haven't got back to your comment there, Andrew. That is a gray bone from 2020.
Oh, okay. It kind of looked like that in the pictures, but everybody's computer screen is different. But yeah, I could tell there it does look more gray.
Yeah, and I like the little bit of burnt there on it as well. This was the first Tony Bose knife I ever bought. I was unaware of the size of these. I thought these were bigger knives when I bought it, but it's not a big deal, obviously, now. Turned out to be one of my favorite patterns, and really, really like the gray bone. Actually, it's the only knife I have in gray bone. Probably get some more one day, but just a great pattern, great color. Also like the shield. I guess that's the pewter shield, the Case pewter, and yeah, great knife. And I also have a knife I haven't shown before, I don't believe too much. This is a 6318 in dark red bone, CV blade. Standard 6318. Oh man, spay blade. She don't want to come out. mega pull there on the spade blade. But yeah, this was one of the first. I didn't realize I was collecting a bunch of stainless blades there for a while. And I was like, I need some CV blades, and this was the first one I picked up when I was getting back into CV. Not that I didn't have any. I just I guess I was focusing on stainless and I wasn't even paying attention. But really like the CV blades. I also like the bone on this one. You got the really light there on the edge on that one, and this one, you know, took the die a bit more, obviously. Yeah. And same thing there on the top. Got the light. It's white. It's white there on the bottom. But really good knife. That's great snap.
What year is that one? Do you know offhand?
2017.
Oh, okay.
2017 came with the box and everything. It was a really good deal. I think I paid like $60 for it on eBay, brand new in the box.
Wow, that's a great deal.
Yeah, couldn't pass it up. And this is a recent one for me. This is a 6383 Whittler, and this one is a 2017, and dark molasses bone, I believe, is what this one was, with the bar shield, and limited edition. This is one of 3,000, and it's got the mini clip, which I love, and then your standard pin blade for the Whittler, obviously, and it is the split back with the wedge.
Nice.
Yeah, didn't have this pattern, and I found a couple of ones that I liked, so I picked up a couple, and I will show this one for now.
Did you want to answer that question, Kaylin, from Swamp Stomper?
Still exclusive. Is that part of why they don't use them? I don't really know why they're not using it anymore. If they lost the deal they had, or whatever or what. But what was the beginning part of the question?
He wanted to know if Case only used the CV steel in their exclusive line, but actually, what I had heard, and this was off the Case website, you know, a ways back, and Maury's talked about it on the SMKW video, that their supplier for CV is no longer able to give them the formulation of the chrome vanadium steel. So they switched to a different supplier, and then they just changed the designation instead of chrome vanadium to CS for carbon steel, because that's what everybody was calling it anyways, is what they're saying. But it's basically their formulation of 1095.
All steel is carbon steel.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know,
it is, though. It's silly to me. All steel,
right?
Is carbon
you know, versus stainless steel is the difference. You know, obviously
stainless steel has carbon in it.
Right. No, but I mean, you know the formulation. You know what we're talking about.
Right. Yeah. No, they can't. What, they can't give them exactly what is in their steel anymore, so that's why they stopped using it.
That's what they
tell them.
The supplier they had,
yeah,
changed, and so they changed the designation. Yeah.
But back to the beginning of that question, originally that is all you could get from Case was chrome vanadium, and it was not marked on any of their blades. But that is all you. If you get a knife up till the 60s from Case, it's guaranteed chrome vanadium, and even up until the 80s, until they started marking them. If you didn't get stainless, it was chrome vanadium.
Right. Yep, that darn 60s, the decade that changed everything.
Their carbon steel really takes on a nice patina, and I'm curious to see how the 1095 on the Queen patina is. I want to carve a few apples with those.
Yeah. Yep, we'll have to definitely test it out.
I mean, I have some Rough Riders in T10, and they take a patina, but it doesn't shine as nice as the Case for some reason. I'm not sure.
It's not the same. I've noticed that too, and I think what it is that it's the mirror polish on it. I think is what might be the difference of why it changes that, but I don't know for sure. But
Oh man, it's the chrome.
it's the chrome.
It's the chrome, man.
Yeah.
They don't get those snozberries like Richter says.
Right, exactly. The 60s was a good vintage, says Tony's Ponies. It very well was.
I got a cool one.
All
We
right.
got a knife.
What's that, Caleb?
Oh, I said we got a knife here.
I got a pretty cool one. Went right to the top of my collection. This will be one for you guys that are kind of on the fence about traditionals. You might need a gateway drug, if you will, into traditionals. This one is, we can get it up here. We have saw cut titanium on this.
Oh,
Yeah, this is saw cut titanium. It's a faux bolster. You turn it around here, you can see how thick those slabs are of titanium. So this is definitely a modern traditional, no doubt about it. The blade steel is a modern M390 on this crazy looking nice wedge on this aggressive clip point here. But this, folks, is an HT. This is an HT Barlow right here. If I can stay in frame, look at that. Look at the size of this. This thing is 4 1/4 inches closed. Has long pull nail nicks on each side, so it is very pinchable. You guys know me and my arthritis. I can go in here and just grab that. Has some of the best walk and talk of my collection. Give you a little demo of that. Just ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Ridiculous.
who makes that?
Walk and talk. This is made by C. Risner up at traditionalpocketknives.com.
Okay.
And this is called the Lake Champlain, which, Tom, you probably know all about Lake Champlain battleship cruiser.
Yep.
That's the name of this model. He calls it the Lake Champlain Barlow. I think Austin's grandfather was in the Navy and was actually on board that ship.
Okay.
And he named this Barlow after him after that ship. But yeah, C. Risner Cutlery has these, and this is literally one of the finest knives I have. It is just awesome in all forms, all fashion. Minus it don't have bone or stag, or it is definitely modern with this titanium. But I mean, with the saw cut, they even saw cut the titanium to give it a little more, old school flair, if you will. But this thing's amazing. I can't keep it out of my pocket. They are a little pricey. This was a chunk of change. This was $200. And you're paying for the materials there, the titanium, the M390 steel. But this would be something, if it's in your budget or you can make it, save up for it. I couldn't recommend this anymore. This thing is awesome. Love having it.
That is a fantastic knife. Big Red EDC has a lot of those, the C. Risner knives. He's made a couple of different series of knives, and yeah, those are pretty cool.
I'm a believer now. I'm a believer for sure. 100%.
Okay. Williams Knife Life had a comment about the steel. Does that seem about right, Kalen? I think that's about right from what I know of this stuff. Saying that from his understanding, the chrome vanadium is 1095 with vanadium for more hardness.
I would imagine so. I don't know if Case ever disclosed that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense to me. I know Dave, he's an aspiring metallurgist. You got anything to say about that, Dave? Singing Toad?
I don't know if he's here. He might be
He's out celebrating.
You might be out celebrating.
1K.
Yeah. He's already broke open the champagne.
So while
Which I don't
we're
blame him
talking
for.
case and blade metal and stuff, so Kalen, this is my grandpa's Stockman. It was made from either between 1940 and 1964. So you're saying that this would be CV?
Oh yes,
Okay.
absolutely. That is all they had in those days.
Okay. So I just did my Saturday Stockman Stampede video on this one. My grandpa's
She's
knife.
pretty.
Yeah. Nice bone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. It is bone. And for the longest time, I thought it was synthetic, like a Delrin or something, but that is bone. Yeah.
There are some instances out there that it is just impossible to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
On
Well,
the Dylan, they do such a good job sometimes, but for the most part, you can tell. But I can definitely see the issue
well,
there.
if the pattern chart stays true for these knives from back then, the pattern number starts with a 6, and a 6 is for bone.
There you go.
So it should be bone.
That is one of the neat things about Case is that you can decipher their markings and you can get an idea of what you're dealing with, which is pretty neat.
Yep.
Yep. Tony's Ponies says it all. There's a lot of talk these days about super steels, but he's never had a dull Victorinox. So there you go. Yep. They are awesome. In fact, I have one right here. This is the Pioneer X. Because I was going to show it off. I didn't know where or when it was going to come about, but I knew I should grab it. So I did. I mean, it's just fantastic with the ALOX scales. And let's see here. North Star's got some stuff about steel. Also, we'll get to that in a second. Tough pull getting that this screwdriver cap lifter open, that's for sure. And there's the can opener. So there's your opening layer. And then, of course, you have your main blade, the spear blade. And then this also has your punch or awl. And then it also has the scissors, but I always have trouble getting them. Let's see here. They're another thing that you need some kind of a better fingernail or better opener and stuff, but you get the nice size scissors on that. Let's see here. Of course, Baxter says he's dulled 2 Victorinox until they wouldn't cut. He had to resharpen both. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so let's see here. North Star says, according to the Knife Steel app that he uses, CV is 0.5% chromium and 0.2% vanadium. Not enough to do much for wear or rust resistance, but it helps with the grain refinement. Well, there you go. That's
it's about as good as answers you can get right there.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So let's go ahead and put that down. Let's go ahead and get me off the main screen. Let's go back to there. Oh, and Tom has disappeared. Okay. So oh, there we go. All right. Let's get you up there.
New peanut. No.
Yeah, pretty close. She is a teardrop.
Oh, yeah.
And pocket worn red bone.
Nice.
I saw this for a super sweet deal on eBay. It was a bid, one of those deals where nobody else was bidding on it. So I jumped on at the last minute and won it for the original bidding price. And just really loved the back side of this bone there. I don't know if that's coming across there, but it is just really, really nice. And the front side is also really nice, especially the polish job they did on the bone.
Yeah, that
really,
is nice.
Really nice. But the colors, man, on this one just had me, so had to grab it. By the way, Guys, grab Tony Bow's knives while you can right now, especially these patterns. I noticed a freaking back pocket on eBay the other day for $400 and something. So they are going up. So get them while you can. If you find them cheap, freaking buy you one, because they're not going to be readily available for much longer. I know Case still has a few Tony Bow's patterns still going, but I don't know if the teardrop is one of them. But like I said, these patterns, they're going to start disappearing, and they're going to get way, way more expensive. So find them while you can, guys. For sure.
Yeah, there's still a few teardrops at Shepherd Hills for sale.
Gotcha. But here's another really nice Tony Bow's pattern.
That's
And this one's a 2016 Whiskey Bone in DV. I've shown it a time or two, but I fall more in love with it every time I hold it. So sorry to any of those guys thinking I might get rid of it, but I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. Love the back. I mean the Panama Trapper. I actually ended up selling my my antique bone with the Rogers jig.
Oh,
I let it go. It was just too flashy for me with all that etching on the main blade and stuff. I wanted more of a I wanted something like this. So
that's the first Whiskey Bone Panama Trapper I've seen.
Oh man, I saw it, and Big J was actually watching the bid that I was bidding on this, and he assumed that it was going to go over $200, and I would have too, but I think I max bid like 125, and I ended up winning it.
What a deal!
Yeah, I was super fortunate. Got the box and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, so super fortunate there. Couple of knives to end it with.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Excellent. Well, we always know, Kalen, that you got probably the best collection going out there. You just
you're gonna make me blush. Stop it now.
Awesome pieces.
I picked up a Tony Bow's that I hadn't had. I finally picked up a case Sow Belly Trapper or Stockman.
Very nice.
This is the vintage bone, and it's way darker than a lot of the antique bones. Sorry, it's way darker than a lot of the other antique bones, and they take color different. What I liked about this one, I was going to go with the yellow bone because I've been really liking it, but this has a single thread on the bolsters where the other ones don't.
Nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
So, I really like this knife. And I generally don't carry Stockmans as much because I usually carry two knives. But when I just grab one knife, I'll grab a Stockman because of the 3 blade options. You just can't go wrong with it. And so I have a few Sow Belly Stockmans like by Rough Rider and Marbles, and those are great. But there's really something special about this Tony Bow's in the swedging. There's minor swedging on the clip, and yeah, this one's really nice stab, no half stops, and then of course the swedge that they do on that pin blade. But yeah, I agree. Pick up the Tony Bow's if you can, because they're definitely not going down.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, as where I would have liked a nice lighter tan antique bone. Yeah, you get what you get, and it's still antique looking with a nice.
That was great.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just have to get a yellow bone also.
They did a great job on that smooth bone there, for sure.
I agree. That is awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll go ahead and start wrapping it up. Anybody have anything else they wanted to show between Tom or HT?
I'm good. I've got
good?
more, but we're good.
Okay. How about you, Tom? You got any last words?
Nope. Just thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks for supporting Singing Toad and supporting everybody else here on the panel and everyone else in the knife community.
For sure.
It's a great time to be a knife cutlery enthusiast, I guess you'd say. So thanks everyone.
Absolutely.
I got one
Absolutely.
real quick, RJ.
Yes, sir.
You guys, we talked about it before the show. these right here are by a new guy, a new channel, RDS Wood Turnings, and get them up here close. He's made me a couple of custom pins, one cigar pin here. He knows I like an occasional stogie. He knows I like red. These were gifts to me, and I know he's done this for several other channels, Georgia Venture, Big J in Boston, I believe. But this guy does acrylic beads. He does custom pins and wood turning. He does the I don't have mine here, but he has the big tumblers that I know he made a tumbler for Georgia Adventure. Been seen on some of his videos, but he is a new channel, and he has. I think he's going to show knives too. He showed me. He is a pocket knife guy too, so there may be some pocket knives on his channel, but he definitely does this customization work. And he's a super nice guy. And if you guys want to reach out to him and check his channel out, he can put y'all on some cool stuff. And new channel, just something to wanted to shout him out and show a little love for him today.
Well, that's awesome. Yep. So be sure to check him out. RDS Wood Turning. I think we've already had the channel link in the comments, but definitely.
I think he was on the chat today earlier, wasn't he?
Yes, sir, he was.
That's cool.
All righty. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. Enjoy your week this week. Do something kind for someone if you're in a position to do so. And we'll see you all next week on another edition of RJ's Lives.
This isn't next week.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Next week is Easter, right?
Easter. Yep. We're not going to do an Easter show. I'll have to put out a community post to remind everybody. So sorry if you guys, if I misled you, it's just because my old memory. I get excited. Oh my gosh, Kalen dropping his head.
And who's the old one here?
Yeah, I never said I was. Not.
You guys go enjoy your family that day.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right.
Go enjoy your family and everything on Easter. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a fabulous Easter, and we'll see you in April. How's that? Okay. We'll
Get you on the next one.
Yep, we'll do it then. All right. Thanks, Andrew. We'll see you later, guys.